Hello, baby.
Whoa, dude. Just gonna come out the gates like that?
That was my bad.
He just got back from California. It makes sense.
I'm hyped. Don't talk about it yet.
What
We're
do
not
you
going
mean?
there. Hello, we're going to welcome everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Dudes in a Corner. This is a podcast by the people for the people.
Oh.
We are drinking right now. We're drinking heavily. Steam Anchor coffee, ladies and gentlemen. Steam Anchor coffee. Mm-hmm. And I've been thinking all morning of a clever, witty way to promote our friends Steam Anchor Coffee other than saying their name 4 million times over and over again throughout the show. Here in Fulton, Illinois, it's their only location. Come to Fulton, Illinois, to their only location, and have your world rocked by coffee.
Whoa. I was going to say literally the exact same thing, word for word, and you just stole it right out of my mouth, dude.
I know. I'm thinking they need a tagline. Something like Steam Anchor, where you get great coffee and meet new friends.
I think that one's taken, buddy. No, I think that's Walgreens, bro. Good.
No, that's your next door neighbor drug dealer.
No, I think Walgreens
your
is
drug dealer next door.
Great coffee, good friends, good people. Papa John's.
I like that too.
No, that one's Papa John's.
I also thought if there's a song by ABBA that you wouldn't know them.
Yeah, do they sing
Thank
Africa?
you for the music, the song I'm singing, something like that. So I'm going to do thank you for the coffee, the drink I'm drinking.
That is great. What do they sing? Dance with me, Dancing Queen.
Dancing Queen.
That's ABBA. That's ABBA, dude. Tell me, it's no Manchester Weinheim.
Mannheim Steamroller. Yeah, I mean,
Heimlich maneuver.
ABBA is probably a little more well known. You're right.
Absolutely. But it's almost Christmas time. Dude, Ryan Reynolds has a new Christmas movie coming out.
I know,
with
Spirited.
Will Ferrell.
I know.
What?
Just saw the trailer this morning.
And then I seen a thing for the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, dude.
I know.
What is going on?
A Christmas Story is coming out with their...
no way they made a Christmas Story.
They absolutely did.
I
with
don't
the original
know about
actor.
that, though.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's like soon? Like
Pretty
this
sure
year?
the trailer dropped. Oh, yeah.
Jiminy crickets,
Totally
dude.
this year.
I feel like that's a slippery slope, man. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who are like, oh, my gosh, it's not as good as the original. Which it's not going to be.
Well, of course.
Right.
But that's not stopping anybody.
What's the last movie that I watched that I'm like, man, Hocus Pocus, which I know you're probably not a Hocus Pocus guy.
Nope, never seen it.
But the original was like a staple Halloween movie as a child. Mm-hmm. And the new one was the worst thing I've seen.
Wow. Even though it's Disney Plus's 10. Most viewed film of all time.
Hocus Pocus 2?
Yep.
There's
they just announced it.
Way.
Yep.
More than any Marvel movie.
Yeah, I mean, that has premiered on Disney Plus.
Oh, premiered, okay.
Yes. Okay. More importantly, Lindsay Lohan is coming out with a new Christmas movie on
She's
Netflix.
Alive?
She is back at it.
Oh.
Not going to lie. Love me some Lindsay Lohan films.
What's your favorite one?
Just My Luck is a good one. If you've ever seen
Herbie
that.
Fully Loaded?
Never seen Herbie Fully Loaded.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Freaky Friday?
Freaky Friday.
Good movie.
Enjoy that one.
Yep.
What's another few that I know of?
Transformers.
That
Megan Fox.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Same person.
Different girl. But I'm just glad she's coming back for a good old fashioned Christmas movie, and I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Speaking of old actresses that are kind of resurfacing, Britney Spears and Elton John made a song not too long ago.
Really?
Which is kind of a weird little...
Seems like an odd marriage.
Yeah. For more than one reason, I feel like.
Right. Yeah, they're not actually married.
No, they're not. And yeah.
It's just a phrase.
So, a lot happening. A lot happening in the world. Dude, Kanye West.
Yeah.
Lost like $600 million in a day.
$2 billion. I just read it today.
$2 billion?
$2 billion in a day.
That's way more than $600 million.
I know. It's more than double that.
Holy buckets.
More than triple that.
Just a little bit more than triple. Triple plus 0.333 times. 2.33333 times more than 600,000.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad I don't have $2 billion to lose.
I know, that's way too much responsibility. That's why we like to keep it in the thousands.
Yeah, way low.
Yep.
Way low in the thousands. So then
when you lose some, it doesn't hurt as bad.
No, it's like falling off a 6-foot ledge.
Yeah.
On your bum instead of falling
your bum
from 100 feet.
So, yeah, if you fall from 100 feet.
100 feet, you're doomed.
You are donezo.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys can see, I have my hood up today, and it's because this is why. I just got done working on my rap album, and I'm really excited to show you guys a sneak preview, which you kind of got one last episode. Remember when I had to rap about Blakely?
Yeah.
We messed up a little bit.
God, I messed up.
I messed up mostly.
My song was really good.
Your song was great. Mine, I got nervous. I cracked under pressure.
I know. I tried. Never mind. I won't go there. I don't live in the past. I live in the future, and here we are today.
How do you do that, dude? How do you live in the future?
I know. Yeah.
God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Aaron's different yesterday and today and tomorrow.
It's true. You never know what version of Aaron you're going to get.
No. This is probably the most excited I've seen you in a while, though.
Is it really?
Yeah. As far as like your energy level.
Wonder what happened.
I could think of a few things that maybe it could have happened. I don't even know.
You don't even know. You don't even know how sorry I am. You can't know. That's a rap my brother wrote a long time ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And you still have it memorized?
Yes.
Mesmerized.
Also wrote a song for a woman named Jean. Jean, we love you so. We want you to know. And goes from there.
Do you want to go golfing after this?
I've never been golfing.
All right. We're going golfing.
I've told you that.
We went mini golfing once. That counts.
I know. In fact, I can't tell people this. No, I can't tell. I can.
You can say whatever you want, man. It's our podcast.
Of course I can say what I want, but you had me edit the last podcast, so apparently we can't say whatever we want.
That was my choice.
Whoa. So did we tell you yet about that mini golf game?
The fight?
I won't tell you exactly how it all. No. We did tell them about that.
Okay, I thought
the
so.
Score.
Oh.
I won't even tell you the score because we have a lot of accounts with this password, but we used that little game of mini golf as the basis for all of the security of our podcast accounts.
Do you guys want to know the password?
No, don't, Kyle. I will edit this pod. Which, by the way, it was a pain in the butt to edit your little blip out.
Was it really? Yeah. Okay, so the password, if you want it, you can pay. If you pay me enough money, you can have the password. So hit Kyle Hubner at kt3fitness.com is my email. If there's
my Venmo is at Aaron Pullen.
If there's any inquiries,
skip the website. Go to my Venmo.
Oh my gosh, we had 1,000 views. Listens.
1,000. We crossed 1,000.
What are we at now?
Which is very exciting for so many different reasons. But mainly because
Excuse me?
1,000 people have listened to us. Rabble, babble on like this.
I don't know that 1,000 people.
I know. It's not unique listens, but it's total listens.
How many unique listens? We're at 1,026 at this exact moment.
Average of 73 plays per episode.
Dang. That doesn't
we'll take it.
That doesn't.
We'll take
that
it.
Does not add up. That does not.
Don't do math.
That math is off.
Kyle's gym is really loud right now. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry. That.
Kyle still has not insulated this room, and I'm not sure why. He's done about everything else to it other than insulate it for the podcast.
Episode 1 has 220. That's the most. Episode 3 has 183.
Fascinating.
We need to get these up to about 1 million each.
I know.
What are we doing?
That seems weird that we haven't had that many yet.
I know. It's not like...
It seems strange. But it's certainly not our fault.
No.
Certainly not. It's the world.
So, Aaron just got back from San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Isn't that a sandwich? Isn't there a San Francisco sandwich that they sell at Steak and Shake that's kind of famous? The San Francisco. I feel like it's like Thousand Island and...
Oh, that's a Reuben.
Ham.
That's called a Reuben.
No. The San Francisco melt. Let me go look it up. Because if you haven't had a San Francisco melt, Francisco...
St. Francis melt. That's probably
that's what it was. The melt. What is that? That's probably in San Francisco. Oh, it's a Frisco.
That's what it is.
American and Swiss on a buttery grilled sourdough with original Frisco sauce.
Okay, I have had a Frisco melt.
You've not had the San Francisco melt,
No.
though.
No.
I was
never.
so far off.
That's all right.
That's fine.
It's okay.
We digress. So he just got back from the Frisco melt, and
I did. California, here I come.
So tell us about
right back
California.
where I started from. Where flowers bloom in the sun.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
What? I know the rest of that too, but I can't think of it. Did you know that's a song?
No.
Okay.
Never heard that one in my life. Was it
Guys,
Jay Leno sang that?
It is hard. I'll just put it this way. It's very hard in my role as being the sole source of class in Kyle's life, the sole source of art, the sole source of anything creative.
Speaking of art, his daughter just gave me a card, and it had a little cat that she drew in it. It was the cutest thing I ever seen.
The apple does not fall far from the tree. What about the cat drawing that I did for you? It's pretty much identical, isn't it?
It is incredibly. You taught her how to draw a cat.
Yeah.
How special.
I draw Kyle cat
Can't wait to
pictures.
teach my daughter how to draw cats someday. But I'm going to have to
She'll
learn
be
how to draw
blessed.
cats first if that's going to happen.
Yes. You'll get there. I'll train you, just like I've trained you to do everything else. All right. So San Francisco, beautiful. I saw the Golden Gate Bridge on my way in. I just flew into San Francisco. I didn't stay in San Francisco. It's about an hour and 45 minutes less. Nope. That would be directly in the middle of the Pacific
I was
Ocean.
kind of thinking that myself.
Let's go
Wasn't it?
east, shall we, friends?
You were
Let's
an
go
hour
east.
45 from San Fran?
Modesto.
Whoa.
Modesto, California, which I forgot, which is very strange for me. The famous person from Modesto. Do you know who's from Modesto, Kyle?
Yeah, I do. Who?
No. Get
Well,
off your computer.
I know who it is. It's give me a hint. Brad Pitt.
No,
Am I close? Jennifer Aniston.
not even close. Sci-fi.
Oh, Star Wars. George Lucas.
Thank you.
No way.
Yeah.
For real?
George
Wow,
Lucas is
that
from
was a
Modesto,
great-
California. And one of the roads we were on, if you've ever seen American Graffiti, which is one of George Lucas's films, one of the main roads in Modesto is where that idea came from. There were car gangs that drove around on this particular road in Modesto, and it was based on that. They have a new museum about it called the Graffiti Museum. Check it out. Give it a
So you
visit.
were kind of close to Yosemite then.
I was about 2.5 hours from Yosemite.
Oh my gosh, I'm just way off. California's a huge state.
It's a massive state.
big old state. I have met someone from Modesto.
Get out.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me? I could have gone and shaken their hand for you. Or slapped them silly, depending on how you feel about them.
But the sound, maybe it's not Modesto. It's got to be Modesto.
It's got to be. It's decently
It's this
big.
kid that lives, so I stayed with these people in Hawaii, and one of the guys that stayed there is from Modesto, California, which is crazy.
That is wild.
Whoa. This is population 218,000.
Yeah, it's not bad.
464.
It is a decent-sized city.
19th largest in California.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's not bad, considering how many big cities there are in California.
Yeah, like San Francisco,
San Francisco, Sacramento,
San Diego,
San Diego, Los Angeles,
Anaheim.
plenty, Palm Springs, Burbank.
My buddy has a house in Palm
Santa
Springs.
Clarita.
I'm going to in February.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
It's a desert.
Yeah. He lives on the PGA Tour golf course, though. Not terrible. Not a terrible
terrible.
place.
Why not? You know, why not buy a house in Palm Springs?
It's nice to have friends that have houses in places that are way nicer than here,
Correct.
that you can just mooch off of.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
I would like to validate that response.
Yeah, so if anyone out there is watching, listening, got somewhere tropical for us to go in the Caribbean preferably, let us know if you guys need a visitor or two.
Yes, and don't worry, we'll wait for Kyle's nose to clear up.
It's cleared. See?
There
Did you hear that? Clear as a whistle. I can actually breathe better right now than I have been. It's got to be the corn dust, dude. I've done research.
No.
I've done research.
What cleared your nostrils was Steam Anchor coffee.
Ah,
For
yes.
sure.
It's a
sure.
Steam Anchors.
Thank you, Steam Anchor. So yeah, I went out to San Francisco for a role in a film, which I would like to give kudos to Kyle. I spoke with him when he was in Iowa City with his daughter, and I remember telling him I was about to audition for this thing, and he said, within like 3 seconds, you're going to get it. And Kyle had more confidence in me than I had in myself in that moment. So thank you, Kyle. Thank you.
He doesn't know I had to pull some strings to get the role for him.
A few threats.
I called the director.
A few money exchanges.
Yeah, I called the director, whose name is Pablo.
Oh, that's weird. It was a different director when I was on set. They must have fired Pablo.
So who did I give all that money to?
Yep. You might want to go track that
crud.
down. Track down Pablo.
Dude, I'm always getting money stolen from me, bro.
It's true. It's so true. So anyway, it's a Christmas movie. It's for a church. Shout out to Big Valley Community Church in Modesto, California.
Wait. The church like funded the thing?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It is a very large church. And they also have a school, like a kindergarten through 12th grade. So it's a pretty big thing, and they're doing it for one service. But they'll also enter it into film festivals and stuff. So that'll be exciting.
Let's just take a second. Let's take 1 second
Mm-hmm.
and talk about how I didn't know any of that stuff until this moment.
Yeah.
And we've talked
We don't talk
multiple
much.
times since as you were in California by set, not on set.
Right.
And never once did I know that this was for a single church.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But you know what? The whole church is the church, you know? It's not just one church.
Amen.
It's the church.
It's true.
It just so happens that they had the money to fund it.
Correct.
So
Decent amount of money. So that was exciting. I play Gaspar, who is one of the wise men. The oldest of the wise men, as Kyle found out. Just kidding. So the other two wise men, which we're doing 3 wise men, but we're actually part of a caravan. So historically, there probably was far more than just 3. For some reason, we've limited it to 3 because there were 3 gifts presented to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it, it's kind of silly to assume that because there were 3 gifts, there were only 3 wise men. I mean, come on.
So maybe the other ones just couldn't afford a gift, you know? Maybe they didn't have time to stop at Dollar General on the way to see Jesus.
Both very good possibilities.
Right?
I'm
a thinker.
You're a thinker, which is great. It's one of the things I
You
really
were
like about you.
You were a Maggie.
I was a Maggie.
That was so funny, the picture you sent me. The dude next to you was born. His sole purpose
Unbelievable.
in life was to be the Magi in this movie because he looked like, I look at him and the first thing that came into my head was Magi.
Yes. His name's Peter. I played opposite Peter and Adam. They're my fellow Magi, both in their 70s, I believe. And I'm not in my 70s.
You're getting
so
there.
I felt like I was just sitting under the wisdom of how do I say that nicely? Not old people, elders, of my elders. I just got to soak in story after story because Peter's from LA, Adam's from San Francisco, the other Magi, and he has had so much experience in the entertainment industry, and it is so fun to hear all of his wild, wacky, crazy stories.
Has he been in any like big time?
He was in The Mentalist, I guess he said. He was in a couple different, I think, Netflix shows.
That's
I haven't
legit.
looked at his IMDb.
Yeah.
But he's worked for all of the major networks as different crew members. Like he's done what they call grip. He does painting. He's done painting. He's done props. He's done sets. He does all sorts of stuff. Because when you're living in LA and you're an actor, you typically have to do more than just act.
So I typed in Peter Magi guy and nothing.
It's because it's not on IMDb yet.
Oh.
I forget his last name.
Peter Piper.
Pecked some pickles. Anyway, so there's just too many stories to tell, so I don't really know what to say other than I had the sweetest host family named the Byrons, and he is a Christian music artist.
Whoa.
Who got to write an album back in the 80s for a Christian label. So I went and found him on Spotify and listened to him. Sweet man. And his wife, Francie. They hosted me in a very nice place in Modesto. Gated. We had to punch in a code every time we went in the...
It's good and bad. It's good and bad.
It's good and bad, but mostly good.
I think I don't prefer it.
Speak for yourself.
Okay. Because of the
Felt
arm, the gate, it's
What
just
about it?
inconvenient. You can't just drive in and drive out as you please. You got to stop.
Oh, it's so hard to push those 4 buttons.
It was a 4-digit code?
Yes.
What was it?
I'm not going to tell you.
What was the 4-digit code?
I won't get to tell you.
Does that have anything to do with mini golf?
No. But it does have to do with both my parents' birth years.
Oh, 19.
Careful. Careful.
59.
That is rude. What? I saw a tarantula. I
How
got to
old are
work
your
with
parents?
a camel. None of your business. Terrified. So there was this moment. I'll just tell this story and then we'll move on.
No, dude, take your time.
Camel. Number 1, they are large creatures. Number 2, they are very large creatures. And number 3, they can be intimidating. So they brought the wranglers. They're called the people who deal with animals on set. They're called wranglers. I think the name of his company was like Oasis Exotic Animals or something. All sorts of animals. But he brought for us 3 camels. Kyle, do I stomp all over your stories? Do I just sit
I was
there
adding
and
sound
spit
effects, dude.
all over your good times?
I was adding sound effects for you. Just keep going with the story.
How was your day, Kyle? Because mine's going downhill really, really fast.
That usually happens when you spend too much time with me.
Whip me. Too much time whip me.
Back to the camel, please. Thanks.
Thank you. So this camel, I don't want to resort to violence on a podcast because I'd hate for you to hear violence. Seeing it is one thing, but hearing it happen,
way worse.
but I'm very close to it. Very close to it, Kyle. So this camel, the first one they brought in, I forget his name. He was not cooperating. So we had no time. Like I was the first one to have a scene with this camel. I'm literally in this script. I'm supposed to be talking to the face of the camel. And I have 0 time with him. The wrangler can't even get him to calm down. He's like moving all over the place. He's circling the set where we're supposed to be. The wrangler can't control him. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way. This is like my main scene, one of my main scenes. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to sit here and deliver my lines to this girl with this thing doing its thing. So they swap it out. And they're like, well, normally this is the calmest camel. So we're going to switch it out. I'll never forget this girl's name, Addie. Addie came to set. She's pregnant, mind you.
She's
a pregnant camel, yeah.
Oh.
And she comes on and she's very sweet and just starts eating the hay that's in this little manger thing that's part of the scene. That was meant to distract the other one, but the other one wouldn't eat. So I'm very nervous. I'm holding the rope that's connected to her bridle, and I'm supposed to just pretend I know this camel in such a way that I can talk to it and be comfortable, which I wasn't. Reminder, I was not comfortable whatsoever with this thing. There's something about it just like staring at you. Yeah, and they've got a long neck.
Big,
use to
pretty eyes, though, right?
They do have beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was mesmerized by their eyes. That's for sure. Anyway, so there was this. I got better. I got more comfortable. And during one of the takes, though, I was holding the rope, and all of a sudden I felt it go slack. And I looked over at the bridle, and the rope had unattached, like unknotted, and come off of the bridle. So this camel was now completely free. And I want to see this take because we were rolling, and I like freakily, like bug-eyed, look over at the wranglers offset, like, help me, but no one moved. So I'm like, okay. So I look back at the person I'm doing the scene with, and I just slowly, nonchalantly put 2 fingers through the loop where the rope was and just do the rest of the scene, holding on to this camel with 2 fingers.
That's so cool.
And I was like, if this thing bolts,
Both your
I
fingers
have
are gone.
no idea what I'm going to do. Either I'm going to be dragged with it or I'm going to let it go, and the animal wranglers are going to be like, what do you do that for?
Why do you
So
do
in
that
the moment, I'm trying to act. All of these scenarios are running through my mind. But then they said, cut. And I said, all right, someone take this camel. And it was beautiful. And then the wrangler came up to me later and said, I noticed you got way more comfortable with her as the day went on. And I said, yes, I did.
Can I have it?
Can I have her, please? Can I have her baby that is she is pregnant with? And then the last scene of that day, it was so fun. There was this arid location that they had found. It wasn't a desert because there was grass, but from afar and with soft focus, it does look like the desert. And so we did a few scenes where the three of us led the camels across the sunset in front of the beautiful landscape. And I think that was probably everybody's favorite night because it just looked gorgeous. It felt, surreal to be leading camels through an arid wasteland. And that's all I got to say about that.
There was an earthquake.
There was an earthquake. Yep, that's true.
I remember that.
I was on my way to Yosemite National Park, so I was in the car, so I didn't feel it, which is a blessing from God above.
Was Yosemite one of the coolest places you've been to?
Gorgeous. Absolutely phenomenal.
Was there bears?
Didn't see one. But it was a precarious trip into Yosemite. I did not enjoy that. Supposed to have a tour guide with me. I was supposed to have a guy from the church. Shout out Nick. I hope you're feeling better. He got sick, but he offered his car, his Toyota Prius. So I took a Toyota Prius into Yosemite Valley, and there's this, they call it New Priest Grade. New Priest Grade, Highway 120, coming out of Modesto. You go up the side of this mountain in the most terrifying fashion, where you're literally going 15 miles per hour the entire way up. And the curves, many of them do not have guardrails. And it's literally like a straight drop off the side of this mountain. And there were people going way too fast up that thing and down that thing. And I was not pleased. I did not enjoy that journey. But I made it to Yosemite Valley. And when I was down there, I got to see El Capitan and Yosemite Falls, which was just barely puttering when I was there. And I just walked some of the paths, and it was quiet. There were not many people there, which is rare. You have to have reservations from like early spring through September. So I just made it in time not to have reservations.
That's crazy.
There's international people everywhere. So there were like these two French ladies right ahead of me on these paths. And I wasn't like following them, but I did stay pretty close to them so I could listen to their French accents. It was amazing.
Were they leaving a trail of French fries behind them in case they got lost and they could find them?
Absolutely they were. But I was eating all their French fries, so they got lost. I let them get lost.
I'd like to go to Yosemite. That's on my list of things. The Grand Canyon is on my list of things to see.
It's
Yosemite. Beautiful. Where's the big redwoods at? What's that place called?
I'm pretty sure that's
called
Sequoia National Park?
Maybe.
Or they're called sequoias. You keep talking. I'll look it up.
Jacuzzi National Park. Jacuzzi. Well, for me, what's going on in your life, Kyle? Wow, I'm so glad you asked. I've exclusively been playing Call of Duty for the past
Sequoia National Park
week now. And the new Call of Duty, the game itself, not that great. Not that great of a game. The people I play it with, fun. Bunch of fun guys. And we just play. We played until 2 a.m. this morning, I guess. Then I had to get up at 10:30 to go to lunch with my parents and my aunt and my uncle, and it was a struggle having to get up that early. I don't know how I did it.
Meanwhile, I got up at 3 a.m. on one of my shooting days.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you had to get the sunrise.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't seen a sunrise in a while.
It's too bad for you.
I'm really missing out, huh?
I don't even know where this is.
Sequoia?
Adjacent to Kings Canyon National Park. Southern Sierra Nevada Mountains. There you go.
Oh,
So
okay.
It's got to be Southern California.
Yep. but those are cool looking. I would like to see those.
I would like to see those too.
What's something cool I've actually seen? I'm more of a beach guy, I feel like, most of the time when I travel. Sometimes I'll go in some mountain ranges. I forget where Tanner and I went this one time, but we went for the sunrise. That was an early morning, and we had to hike like 4 miles up this mountain. And then it was the coolest thing. I don't know if I could find pictures, but super cool. Other than that, not a lot of mountains. Tennessee, I have been to the Smokies a few times. Those are fun.
Beautiful.
Have you been?
Yep.
Did you stay in Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge or something?
I traveled through them.
Okay.
Didn't stay there. No.
We stayed in Pigeon Forge one time. Did I tell you that story? I probably did.
I think where you went on a hike with Judd?
Well, we stayed with
And
this
got
random
lost.
family.
I don't know if you told me that.
Well, I'll tell you again real quick. I'll make it as quick and
Yeah, it doesn't
as
matter
fun
about me.
as possible.
Tell the audience.
I feel like I've talked on a podcast about it. Maybe not. Anyway, so most of the time when I travel, which is pretty frequent, I don't have much of a plan. And Judd and I were going to Gulf Shores, Alabama was our original plan. And so we just left. We had known each other for like a few weeks maybe at this point. And we are supposed to go with another friend as well. And he had all the reservations and stuff. And then he had to go to this army thing. So he dropped out. His name is Will. So it's going to be me and Will and Judd. Will drops out. Barely know Judd, but I'm like, screw it, we're going. So we start driving. We had no plans or nothing. Nothing booked. Start driving. We're going to stop in Nashville, get some food, and see Nashville.
Good choice.
And so we're driving. We're about like 4 hours probably from Nashville. Nashville's about 8.5 hours from here. And we see that some of these people that we kind of know are in Tennessee somewhere. Like, oh my gosh, it'd be awesome if we could just stop and stay with them for a night. So we don't have to pay for a hotel, get to hang out with some cool people. It's the Petersons. Trish,
I love them.
Trish Peterson. Do you know them actually?
Not at all.
No, Nick and Tyler and Mackenzie. And
I know some Petersons.
there's lots of them around here. Lots of Petersons. Anyway, so we texted them. We're like, hey, can we hang out with you guys tonight? It'd be sweet to see you. And they're like, yeah, sure. You guys can come over and stay. I think we're pretty close to Nashville. So we're like, awesome. So we stop in Nashville, and then they send us to the location. It's like 4 hours away. We're like, I thought you said you were close to Nashville. And so we leave, and we get to their log cabin at like 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
And it's in this mountain in Pigeon Forge, which is in the Smoky Mountains. So we're staying in the Smoky Mountains in this mansion of a log. It has like an indoor theater, indoor swimming pool. It has a hot tub on the balcony that overlooks the mountains. Immaculate. The coolest thing ever. Like, yeah, you guys can stay here as long as you want. You ain't got to pay us or nothing. I'm like, fine. So we stayed there for a whole week with this family that we barely knew. And now we know them well because we stayed with them for a week. But it was so fun. And that's kind of how I roll. Same thing kind of happened in Hawaii. I flew to Hawaii, had nowhere to stay. I met this couple a long time ago, like a few years before this. And I knew that they were stationed in Hawaii. So I texted them, and she picked me up from the airport and then brought me home. And then her husband and kid were there, and I stayed with them for the night. And then my friends came out, and I stayed with their friends. So I stayed in Hawaii for free for 2 weeks as well. Right after I just got out.
Ideal.
Yeah, and I went and watched my buddy graduate from the Navy SEALs in San Diego right before that. So I went from here to California, California to Hawaii, Hawaii home.
That is a circuit.
And
if I ever heard one.
Had no plans of staying anywhere, and I stayed for free the entire time with people that I barely knew.
It's beautiful.
Right?
It's either beautiful or terrifying.
Right?
And it
I
sounds
know.
beautiful.
I knew them enough to know that they probably maybe don't kill people.
Right. But you didn't know for sure, especially that Tennessee one. That sounds very, very, as the kids say these days, sus.
Well, they're a pretty well-known family in Clinton area, so.
Yeah, but the people around in the Smoky Mountains are not
That's true.
necessarily as known. So you
That's
could have
true.
easily just poof off the map, but you didn't, and I'm grateful, and I'm glad that you had an extraordinary experience with the Petersons.
You fly back out to California next week.
I do.
That's crazy.
We did not finish, but the director had a, what do they call those? A baby shower for her daughter this week in North Carolina, so she had to split up the filming dates. So I'll be headed out next Tuesday.
I love that I look over and all I can see is your phone and wallet laying in the middle of the floor because you thought that they
I
were
cast
taking
it
up
off.
too much.
I felt burdened. They were in my pocket.
You still got a little coffee? No, it looks fine.
It blends in.
It does.
I spilled my coffee on
Where did you
myself.
get this Jackie at?
I don't remember.
It's really nice.
Thank you.
I like a nice bomber.
Bombers are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never flown one myself, but I hear they're pretty effective for bombing.
I got a stealth bomber yesterday in Call of Duty. I got a stealth bomber, which is 9 kills without dying, and then I flew it over the map. The only person that I happened to kill, myself. It was so funny. We were laughing so hard.
I hope you never fly a plane.
Oh, I know. So what brand are these shoes that you have on too? Because those are also nice. See, you say you don't have fine taste.
I also don't know.
You're bougie.
I don't know.
You're
My
a
wife got
bougie.
me these shoes and the jacket. I'm pretty sure. I don't shop for myself, like, ever. So that's all you need to know about me. If you want me to wear different stuff, you better start buying me clothes.
Oh, you got a good thing going.
Yeah.
You do.
Thank you.
I decided the other day, I seen a Lamborghini, and I think that I want one someday.
Please just know how to drive stick shift before you buy one.
I'll
'Cause
learn.
there's a guy here who has 3. He doesn't know how to drive a stick shift. And every time I see him,
Hey,
he's grinding.
just so you know, he has 17.
He's got 17. And he doesn't know how to drive them. So someone teach that man how to drive.
Yeah.
I learned how to drive stick shift in a Ford F-150 with my dad. And it was really not what I wanted to be doing, but I'm so glad I know how to drive it now. There was a time when we were on a slight incline, which is how you should learn and where you should learn, because it's hard to start and stop on an incline in a stick shift. So my dad was training me, testing me, however you want to call it, and there someone came up behind me, and I absolutely panicked, started bawling, put the truck in park, got out of the car, and said, "Dad, I will not drive." And so he just scooted over and drove us out of there. It was great. Terrible.
I learned how to
But
drive a
great.
stick shift in an old Jeep Wrangler.
Jeep Wrangler.
Yep, really like a 1989.
Wow, that's probably older than the truck I learned on.
Yeah, it was clunky and fun. Tanner, I rode with. Tanner was leaving for the Navy, and so I was like, "Yeah, I'll ride with you out to San Diego. Why not?" He asked me on a Tuesday night. He was leaving Wednesday morning. Hey, you want to go to San Diego? Yeah, yeah, I do. So I pack up real quick and leave. And my life has always been that way. It's so funny thinking back. But he had just bought a brand new Mazda car stick shift. He'd never driven a stick shift. He's like, "Oh, I Googled it. I think I'll be all right." And so, but we're driving on the interstate, so it's pretty fine. But then we stop in Colorado to hang out with his friend for the night. Lots of inclines in Colorado. Did not go well. And then we get to Las Vegas because his uncle lives there. We're going to stay the night in Vegas because that's like 20, I think it was 24 hours to Vegas from here. And then he had another 7 to go. But I was going to fly home from Vegas because it was cheaper. So I flew home from there. But anyways, he's in Vegas. And I don't know if you've ever driven in Vegas before. Probably not.
Not.
Lots of traffic, and the people are crazy. Like if the light turns green and you're not already going, they're going to be honking at you. And like everyone in the line is going to be honking. They're vicious. And so he stalls this car out probably 15 times in intersections because he doesn't know how to drive this thing. Oof. And we're just getting honked at, dude. People are literally driving by and flipping us off, like yelling. I'm like, dude, whatever. He's getting so frustrated. It was so funny. He's like, dude, I am selling this car. I don't even want it anymore. I'm getting a new car. And he did. He finished out the trip with the car.
But he sold the car later?
A couple years later.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he endured. Yeah, that's stick shifts. The key is you got to just stick with it.
Oh, you're such a dad.
I am really rolling today,
You're
folks.
a dad.
I am plowing forward in style.
I wish the Subaru was a stick shift, dude. That thing is legit.
It sounds like a stick shift.
It does.
It's something. It is a car that just never says die.
How many miles?
200 and some. 240 some probably.
I have already 5,000 on mine. You have Way less than me if you only have 240 miles on it.
Yeah, she's still in her prime. The person I rode with the most in San Francisco, she had a
Lamborghini?
help me, Subaru Outback as well.
Ah.
Slightly newer version, but it was still a Subaru Outback, so it made me feel right at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Did she have a Lightning
home.
McQueen sticker in the front passenger seat?
No, she does not. Kyle and I have on our Des Moines trip where we planned this whole stinking thing. I gave.
No, I
Where'd
found
the sticker
it.
come from?
Found it on the ground.
Did you find it on the ground?
Mm-hmm. In the car.
On the car. In the car.
In the car. Found it.
I need to get my details
mat.
straight
Yep.
before I tell a story.
Ain't that the truth?
This sticker, and it's Lightning McQueen, and I forget what the phrase on it is. Probably ka-chow, isn't that what his thing?
Yep.
So
Ka-chow!
Kyle took it off of its platform. What do you? Sheet. Took it off the sticker sheet, slapped her on the dashboard, and we decided that is a symbol of our friendship. The moment that sticker falls off, similar to the last rose petal in Beauty and the Beast, little different in a few different ways.
A lot of ways, most
but
ways.
In some ways, it's the same.
Yep.
Because our friendship's over if it falls off.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the spell would have stayed forever if that last petal had fallen.
So the next time
So glad. Can we just go there? So glad the last petal didn't fall.
I know.
And that they found true love, and to this day they are together somewhere, wherever. Can we also talk about how the beast? Everyone believes this completely and thoroughly. Was a better looking thing pre-curse broken, pre-spell disposal. Like, he did not live up to his human potential.
No.
When he starts turning into a human
human being,
and he looks mostly like a woman,
uh-huh.
I think we all were like, poor guy.
Yeah,
he
you
was
should've stayed the
he was
beast,
literally
bud.
a beast.
Yep.
In every sense of the word. And everyone believes that, unless you're crazy or something. I don't know.
I was just thinking about the last time that I dressed up, because the Beast, when he was all dressed up, he looked pretty cool, I thought.
Well, he had a ponytail. It was just... Yeah, but I agree, Kyle. He looked very good.
As the Beast, not as the guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
He looked very sharp. That blue, I think, right?
Yeah,
Blue,
yeah,
royal.
blue.
No,
Yep,
yeah,
yep,
royal
yep,
blue,
yep.
gold.
Yep.
Stud.
But I think I'm going to a wedding maybe this weekend or next weekend. Don't know which weekend it is.
Probably should.
But I haven't dressed up in a long time. Like in a suit.
Yeah.
I'm excited a little bit.
You should be. Dressing up is a wonderful thing.
It's fun. Generally wear gym clothes. Generally, if I'm not wearing gym clothes, I wear skateboarding looking clothes for absolutely no reason.
Never seen Kyle. No, that's not true. I've seen him longboard a couple times, but
Yeah, I used to longboard every day.
Kyle does not give off complete skater vibe,
No.
other than his clothes.
Sometimes, yeah. Most of the time. Just oversized T-shirts, jeans that are rolled up in white Vans or black Vans or Air Force Ones a lot of time. Sometimes, right now I have joggers on and white Vans. My Vans, dude, I love white Vans. They got character. You got a little dirt on them because it means you've been adventuring.
Yeah, it says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing says adventure like some off-white Vans.
It's true. My last pair of Vans before these ones I had for like a couple years, and they were disgusting. But they went through a lot of different. They were like Mexico. They were in Florida, California, Hawaii. Every time I would go hiking, I'd wear them. Every time I went to the beach, I'd wear them. They were like my travel shoes, man. And I still have them. They're still in my closet. They probably still smell.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Lots of memes in those dirty.
Do you
white
cry
Vans.
when you look at them? Do you kind of just get a little weepy?
I bawl my eyes out.
Yeah.
I sob. I weep. I look at them before bed every night so that I can just cry myself to sleep.
That is neat. Everyone should have something.
Nothing like
at.
ending a podcast episode on a little hint of depression. Just kidding.
Sometimes it's good to cry, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Shh. I feel a little soliloquy coming.
What?
A soliloquy.
What the heck is that?
Google it. Sometimes, folks, life builds and gathers into our bodies, and we do not fully process everything that's hitting us. Then, especially if you're someone who doesn't cry very often, when you let yourself go a little bit emotionally, it's amazing how you feel afterwards. So if you need a good cry, don't stop it. You know? Especially all you dudes out there. That whole men don't cry thing is so not true. It has nothing to do with your masculinity. It has everything to do with you being human.
I can't find what skilgillicky means.
Okay, you wrap up the podcast. I'll define it for you.
Well, to kind of build off of what you just said, I've never actually cried, so I don't really know because I'm a freaking man. But that's so false.
Oh man,
I
is
probably
so
cried.
false.
When's the last time I cried? Probably yesterday.
Soliloquy, an act of speaking one's thoughts aloud when by oneself or regardless of any hearers, especially by a character in a play. So this...
You touched my mic one more time. You touched my mic one more time.
I thought I touched your beard. When by oneself or regardless of any hearers. So as
you say it to yourself.
Right now it was regardless of Kyle. I said what I said. See, isn't that cool?
Well, I spelled it wrong. Okay, spell soliloquy for me.
Soliloquy.
I have SILI.
You have silly quickie.
I have SLIQWU.
Exactly what I said.
CIKY.
Silly quickie.
Silly quickie.
Oh gosh.
That's close.
I'm
better at math.
You're a wildcat. Yeah, he is better at math
than words
and finance and stuff. That's when he likes to just.
I wouldn't say
I'm
good at finance.
Not good at finance. You know some words about finance and some concepts that you completely ignore.
True. We need sponsors, guys. We need to get paid for all the hard work we're putting in, sitting back here and
seriously
and tolerating each other. Just kidding. We're actually best friends, but sometimes we don't actually act like it.
I know.
Ow.
Okay.
Hiccups, dude. Hiccups McGee. That's what they're gonna start calling me on the podcast now. Hiccups McGee.
Hiccups McGee. I like that.
Brings back some really bad memories.
Do you have? Oh. Let's not get into Kyle's traumatic past just yet.
No, I was fat.
Well, we did tell them that.
Yeah, I was fat.
In case you forgot, Kyle was fat.
Yeah.
In fact, probably the album he's talking about is going to be called Kyle's Fat. Or
Kyle was fat.
Kyle was fat.
Now he's medium.
And he's going to get his first Grammy, and we're all going to cheer for him.
I'm going to get my first Emmy.
Yeah, that too. We're going to get some Emmys, some Grammys. Little dash of everything.
Well, I think this is about it, huh?
It's got to be. We're out of time.
Oh my gosh. This is actually great timing because I have some business to attend to.
We'll just leave it at that, won't we, Kyle?
You guys will just forever be wondering what kind of business I could possibly be attending to.
Right.
You can draw your own conclusions, world.
Thanks for listening, everybody, to episode 11. This has been episode 11.
That's Aaron.
That's Kyle.
We're two dudes in a corner. Until next time.
We love you.
Oh, yeah, we love you even if we don't know you. I forgot my own little thing.
That was ridiculous. I've never thought I'd
Let's
have
bring
to
it back.
that.
Bring it back. Act like that didn't happen.
No, it's too
Hey,
late.
you know
Bye-bye.
what? We love you even if we don't know you. See ya.